Damn it! Lindgren is not looking good. Back up. I don't know what happened. Woo! Big goal from Wheel, but Charlie Lindgren ain't looking good, let me tell you. 3 weak ones. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. The last one, it's a breakaway. Gotta give him that one. Gotta give him that one. Glad you guys found the stream again. For the love of God. Thank you. Yes. Needed that one. Damn, man. Habs with some defensive lapses, some giveaways here. Not what you want to see. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks again for following my channel, watching my videos. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. It's been an absolute blast this season. Can't thank you guys enough. It's been so fun. And I really hope you enjoy the content I put out this year. Oh my God! That was nasty! Woo! Just adding to their point totals for the year, eh? God, I love this team. Love this team, man. The response after... Oh. Look at that giveaway. And people say the Leafs are a Stanley Cup contender. Are you kidding me? That's a joke. That is a joke. They are lucky to be where they are at in the standings. Lucky. Yeah, it is a shame that Montreal isn't making the playoffs, but we're likely going to for quite a few years after this.
L'achat ou location d'une voiture, la qualité de l'équipe, financement facile, livraison rapide, allocation incroyable pour votre échange. Oui, oui, quand on cherche une voiture, on choisit.
What do I know about playoffs, Devin? Buddy, I can't even count how many times I've seen Montreal play in the playoffs in my lifetime. On 2 hands. I can't even count on 2 hands how many playoff series I've seen them win. But I've seen a ton of playoffs in my lifetime. That goes to all you Leafs fans out there. The Leafs are poop. They've always been poop. And history will repeat itself.
ça, M. Savard, ça me donne la confiance de pouvoir bien conseiller mes clients, peu importe leur complexité financière.
They're overrated. Sportsnet has overrated them so much. Stanley Cup contender. Are you kidding me? Coming into this season, they're put on the same pedestal as the Tampa Bay Lightning. Literally. Completely different stages of their builds, let me tell you. Tampa's one of the most elite teams I've seen in the NHL. Ever. The Leafs are really above average as a whole. They got a strong offense and a good goalie.
Les jeux de puissance vous sont présentés par Napa Pièces d'Auto. Les pièces performantes. On connaît ça.
C'est 3 buts dans les 4 derniers.
You like it more, Ed? Get to see a little different side of my personality here. A little uncensored. A little buzzed up. Jack P, you know what's up. You're right, man. Like, it sounds like an egotistical, asshole-ish thing to say, but as Habs fans, we know how difficult the playoffs are and how the game changes and how nothing is guaranteed. We know how difficult it is to win a playoff series. We've seen our team win them. We've seen our team lose them. We've seen our team... Oh, what a save from Charlie Lindgren. Oh, my Lord. That was nasty. Going to the box, though. Yeah, we've seen it. We've lost playoff series, come back the next year and won them against the same team. We know what's up. Leafs fans don't quite know what the grind's like. I don't think they know, and neither do Leafs players, neither do the franchise. And the thing that bothers me most about Leafs management and the Leafs players is they're eating up that they're getting overrated by Sportsnet and the Canadian media. Kyle Dubas himself is just basking in the light of being called one of the most brilliant general managers in the game today. I don't think that's looking too good on him in terms of how his peers view him, to be quite honest. And we'll see how that plays off in the next few years. The Leafs' best player is Mitch Marner. It ain't even close either. People want to talk about Austin Matthews. Yeah, he's got nothing on Mitch Marner. You've paid your second best player $11.3 million, and your third best player is getting 11. So now you're literally your best player in Mitch Marner deserves at least that or more. And I don't know how the hell they're going to manage to fit all these massive contracts into their cap. It makes no sense. Oh, what a save. Lindgren's stepping up here in the second half. What a save. They're going to have to lose Gardner and Kapanen, maybe. It's crazy, man.
Deuxième vague à l'avantage numérique pour Toronto. Alors c'est un dégagement. Philippe Dano retourne au bord, même chose pour l'économie.
D11 Damager. I hope you just witnessed that rant I just had on the Leafs. Pretty much summed up why they're pure garbage.
Est devenu ce soir le 5e joueur dans l'histoire des Canadiens à marquer 2 buts ou plus à son premier match dans l'uniforme des Canadiens. Et le dernier, John Ferguson en octobre 1963. C'est probablement juste Michel Bergeron qui se souvient de ça. Peut-être Renaud également. John Ferguson, mais pour d'autres raisons. Oui, c'est ça. Pas ses premiers buts.
Phil Two Stone, buddy. Poehling has 2 goals on the night. He looks damn good. He's been physically engaged. He looks comfortable. He's on the PK now. Dude's for real. He is for real. Bergevin's loving it up in the press box. I can't shotgun a beer. These beers are in bottles, but I'll definitely chug one if he gets a hat trick. I know, David Marsh, I understand that you don't like the Habs and you like to bring up we didn't make the playoffs, but may I remind you that Montreal's 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, and the Leafs are barely at 500% or at 500 in their last 10. The Leafs have struggled to beat very bad teams in the second half of the season, especially in this last few weeks. They have not looked good at all, dude. You might want to temper your expectations a little bit, because I think you'll be disappointed. Sorry guys, I don't know why that keeps quitting out on me. It's craziness. I keep losing all my viewers when it happens. It sucks. Should be good now. Something happened there. I don't know why it keeps cutting out on me.
Grande confiance en ce qu'il est capable d'accomplir. Dans le cas de Poehling, jusqu'à présent, on peut parler que de positif. Après, quoi, même pas 2 périodes de jeu. 2 buts pour Ryan Poehling. Matthews, entre dans le territoire. Revient sur la ronde, passe derrière. Ozzigalov est attendu. Ozzigalov le tire à rondelle. Dans les pieds. Matthews ensuite. Ce sera les collègues. Il va laisser pour Jeff Petrie. Petrie, rejoint par Kapanen en hockey défensif. Et Anderson qui va laisser pour Gardner. On est la Kapanen. Donc on peut saisir. Petrie. Vers au départ, Matthews. On va voir pour Kapanen. Kapanen peut revenir. La frappe et de peu de jouer gardien de but. Le but qui a semblé être frappé à la plate. Tire de loin, on va le rediriger dans le coin. Jean Travers s'en va pour Matthews. Derrière Marner. Marner.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right, Eduardo. KK started crazy good, but has definitely regressed a little bit. But to be expected, right? He's so young. It's a long, long season. Hard on the body, especially when you're that age, right? He's going to have a really good offseason training. He's going to look very good next season.
coup de disque, interrompu défensivement. Lindgren en droit point, Gauthier passe par là. Gauthier, c'est Jutis, il va envoyer derrière. Vanderbilt Kennedy, c'est pas loin, avec 10 libre. Arrêté qui passait par là. Gallagher Kennedy plus loin. Philippe Denon, devant le les Canadiens, ne peut les cacher. La rondelle à Tatar, le retour à Denon, il y a hors-jeu à la ligne bleue. L'impact de Montréal a livré un verdict de nul aujourd'hui à New York. Prochain rendez-vous, ce sera mardi à 19h30. Le soccer de l'Impact Power Raid, alors que l'Impact va se mesurer au DC United. Oui, dernier match sur la route pour l'Impact en début de saison. On a bien fait jusqu'à présent, on a 2 victoires.
Johnny Golden, what's going on, buddy?
On a encore notre vedette qui ne sera pas de l'alignement à Piatti. On va espérer un retour pour le premier match à Montréal. Je regardais le match cet après-midi.
So we got intermission in a couple minutes. Once again, let's just pile in the questions, get a good old discussion going. If I wasn't using my phone to record, I'd even have someone give me a ring, but can't quite do that. Oh! Damn it.
Son coup de patin, mais ses mains également. Et en étant droitier, la menace est encore plus présente quand il contourne le filet. Regardez Charlie Lindgren ici, c'est compromis sur le lancer de Nylander. Ça, de temps en temps, c'est la mauvaise lecture de jeu qu'un gardien de but va faire. On a tous passé par là. On pense que le joueur n'a plus d'opportunité. Tu te sens quasiment en confiance quand il arrive dans une situation où il n'y a plus vraiment d'angle. Le seul petit problème, c'est que Nylander n'est pas dupe. Regardez-le, contourner le filet, ramener cette rondelle et déjouer.
I don't have Phil. I don't have a vast knowledge of the upcoming draft yet. I usually start to study that in the off season, really look into players, go through highlight packages, read scouting reports and everything. So at this point, I don't have a vast knowledge of the upcoming draft class. But there is one guy that's going to be in the range of Montreal, and it's Raphael Lavoie, Halifax Moosehead, Quebecois player. This guy's tenacious, he's aggressive, he's all-around center, he's got offensive upside, and I would love to see Montreal draft him. Mind you, I do think the Habs are going to be looking to fill the cupboards with left-handed defensemen in the draft, because we're already stock loaded on centers now, on our main roster, in our AHL roster, and in our prospect pool. So the focus has got to be on left defense for Montreal in this upcoming draft. So I'm not sure if they'll be going after Raphael Lavoie, but would have been nice to see him in a Habs jersey. We'll have to wait and see. Do I think Romanov plays next year? I'm going to say no and be safe, but, you know, it's hard to say. He came out of nowhere to be drafted as high as he did in the second round. No one was really onto him except for Montreal, and they were clearly very high on him, and I'm sure they were sitting there stressing, hoping he didn't get picked. They definitely did their due diligence scouting left-handed defenseman, and Trevor Timmons was very high on him, and you could tell he was relieved to get him, and he spoke highly of him after the draft. So so he came out of nowhere to get drafted that high. Then he came out of nowhere to dominate the World Juniors. Ends up winning defenseman of the tournament, the World Juniors, at that age. It's crazy. The list of players that won that award at that age are all top pair defensemen in the NHL to this day. Doughty, Carlson, Pietrangelo. So it's a good sign for Romanov. So I'd say that he doesn't play for Montreal next year, but I don't know, it's hard to say. And even if he does, I'm not sure his offensive output would be anything to write home about. Like to see him develop that a little bit more overseas, maybe in Russia. And he's under contract to play in Russia again next season, so it would be kind of Montreal would have to exploit some loopholes to get him over here, which, well, here we go. Fucking Marleau on a breakaway. Yes! Massive save to end the period from Lindgren. Romanov does shoot left, yeah. And he's a smaller frame guy. Like, I think he's around 5'10", 5'11". you know, 180. He's probably going to fill out a little bit more. Hopefully he grows another inch. But despite being a small frame guy, dude can lay the body. Like, he can smash guys that are much bigger than him. It's so crazy to see. He must really know how to use that on ice momentum and physics to just demolish dudes. It's wild to see a guy that small just smashing adults, grown men. But not only that, he's got a great first pass up the ice. But the thing is, the offensive game, just like Mete, is going to take a while to develop. Oh my God! Domi to Shaw again. These two with the chemistry. One more period of hockey left for the Habs. It sucks. One more period, and then we gotta wait 5 months. That's rough. That is rough. Lucifero, yes, I do remember you. You got that group on Instagram, Habs Club, I believe it's called. Cheers, brother. Om Namah Shiva. I recognize you from our Habs. Anyone else from our Habs in here on Reddit? Representing. Cheers, guys. I love you all. I really do. But yeah, you're going to post some videos during the off-season, you think? I would say so. I got to get a lot in the off-season. Maybe not a lot. I'm going to definitely take a break, but at some point during the playoffs, I'm going to do a season review, an in-depth review on the Montreal Canadiens 2018-19 season. Go in-depth on individual stats, team stats, you know, looking forward into next year. Share some of my favorite moments on the season, etc., etc. So that's going to be kind of a big project I'm going to work on and release at some point during the playoffs. Quality over quantity in that aspect. But throughout the summer, if any news happens, signings, you know, free agency, trades, I'll definitely post some. Now, I got to get, why I said I got to get a lot in over the summer is because my fiance and I are expecting our second child, which is amazing. My fiance's just over 3 months pregnant, and the baby is due October 1st. So the start of next season, hockey season for me, is going to be a busy time of the year, to say the least. We're going to have a little over 2-year-old and a newborn, so it's going to be crazy. So it might be hard for me to do reaction videos and videos in general to start the season. I'm not quite sure how much I'll be able to continue the channel next season, but I'm definitely not removing it. I'm going to do my best to put out some good quality, objective, positive Habs content. Anyway, thanks for the question, man. Yeah, new Habs fan. My little girl, she has this book, this hockey book, and I was reading it to her the other day, and it's hockey colors. So it has each separate color, prime colors or whatever, and then it has the logos that have those colors in it. Anyway, we get to red, and there's a ton of NHL logos that have red in it. So there's probably like 8 to 12 of them listed on the page. And I said to her, she's a year and a half. I said to her, "Where's the Montreal Canadiens?" And she pointed to it right away. I kind of just did it, just fooling around, thinking, you know, she's not going to know, but she pointed to it right away. So clearly she's seen it everywhere over the house, and she watches my videos too with my fiance. So she knew. And the second one will definitely be there too. Do you think Marc Bergevin uses the cap space this offseason to upgrade our D? I do think so. Right now, our as good as he has been this second half of the season for us, that's not quite cutting it for a top 4 left-handed defender. I would like to see Marc Bergevin use some of that money to shore up that left side D, specifically get some scoring on that left side D. Just one sec, guys.
3 goals versus the Montreal Canadiens, 3 games for you this season. What is it about the Canadiens? Why they're having so much success?
It's always fun playing Montreal. It's a rivalry, so we got a couple got a bounce. Last time we played them.
Should the Habs go after Panarin and Duchesne in the offseason? I'd prefer them to go after Hannerin. Duchesne, I answered this a little earlier in the stream. I'm not quite sure because obviously he'll help with the offensive ability that he has, but everywhere he goes, there's trouble in locker rooms. Now, obviously, Ottawa had their troubles to begin with, but I don't know. And the thing is, Montreal's cap structure has been managed so carefully to get a guy like Duchesne on an 8-year, $10 million contract. He's definitely going to be looking to get paid. He'll likely have a no movement clause. So to be stuck with that, and if it happens to not work out, to not be able to reward guys like Brendan Gallagher with a good extension, Max Domi, Kotkaniemi in the future, it would mess things up a little bit having Duchesne paid that highly, especially as an outsider. It sets the wrong message to a team when you bring in an outsider and pay them mad money. It's just it can go wrong. And speaking of that, the Leafs brought in John Tavares, an outside player, ends up as the highest paid player on the team, as Matthews wasn't signed at that point. But it sets the precedent that the best players on the team should be getting paid mad money, and we saw that happen with Austin Matthews getting his extension. Oh, I gotta drain the dragon, boys. I'll be right back. Fill this chat up with some questions, and I'll get to them after I get back. Shouldn't be long.
Quand ça vous arrive, vous ne voulez que le meilleur. Voilà pourquoi, depuis plus de 50 ans, les professionnels de l'assurance font confiance à Paul Davis. Lors d'un sinistre, les compétences, l'expérience et la rapidité feront toute la différence. Voici Paul Davis, des gens au service des gens. Quand ça arrive, appelez Paul Davis, parce que vous avez besoin du meilleur.
Vous avez fait de nous une partie intégrante de vos petits matins. Et de vos nuits plus longues que prévu. Vous êtes passé nous voir beau temps, mauvais temps, et même à moins 40. Vous êtes venus en pyjama, à cheval, et de vraiment loin. Et on a envie de vous dire merci. Le nouveau programme Fidélité. Obtenez gratuitement un café, un thé ou une pâtisserie après cet achat. Demandez votre carte dès aujourd'hui.
Yeah, Edler would be a good one. He might be a guy you can lock up mid-range, like a mid-range contract, like 3 to 4 years at a decent price. That would possibly bridge the gap between when Romanov is able to join the team and some of our other prospects are able to join the team. That's a really good point, Phil. Edler could be a guy that makes sense for the Habs. He's not, overly offensively capable, but he definitely does get the job done in that aspect when you need him. He could help the power play as well.
Ceci n'est pas un de ces nouveaux VUS amateurs. C'est le VUS qui incarne l'utilitaire sport, qui continue à le redéfinir. Voici le VUS le plus luxueux de sa catégorie et le plus primé de tous.
David, somebody finally noticed. My club's in the background. Jesus Christ, I didn't think it would take that long.
Obtenez jusqu'à 15% de rabais sur le PDSF, soit jusqu'à 10 650 $ en rabais.
Sur la route, vous êtes présenté par Honda, le véhicule officiel de
We got a tie game, 4-4. If the Leafs are as good as fucking Sportsnet Leafs fans think they are, they should be smashing us right now. And they're not. That's the crazy thing. Like, Columbus is going to win tonight. So technically, we could have finished with 98 points and missed the playoffs. That's insane. That is insane. We're in a tough division, and it's not going to get any easier. I do think the Leafs have plateaued, but they've plateaued in a state where they are hard to beat. I'll give them that because of their offense and their goalie. But yeah, the Atlantic Division is not getting any easier anytime soon. I don't speak French, Omnama. Nope. I just like watching the French broadcasts, but I forgot it would be TVA. Typically, I probably should be watching the English one right now. I don't really like watching TVA. I love the RDS broadcast. Yeah, Johnny, I would not be disappointed to see Gardner join the Habs. I'm not sitting here hoping we sign him, but Leafs fans have turned him into a scapegoat despite him being one of the best offensive defensemen in the league. And it's bullshit. They shouldn't treat one of their own players like that. And I think it would taste pretty goddamn good to see him join the Habs and succeed with us, and we'd treat him right. But I'm not sitting here hoping he joins the Habs by any means, but he would help our power play and he would fit good. He might even make a damn good partner for Shea Weber, because Gardner is known for his, a costly giveaway here and there, but they wouldn't matter as much when you're playing with a guy like Shea Weber, and it would probably put Jake Gardner at ease and give him some confidence as well. So that'll be interesting, because the Leafs definitely don't have the cap space to lock him up. Not even close. Jack P, I agree with you, man. I do think the Leafs have plateaued, and I can see them hitting some bumps in the road. They're 2 years away from losing their goalie, Freddie Anderson, who's been carrying them way more than anyone wants to talk about. And they have no succession plan in place whatsoever. They're going to be at the cap ceiling once they sign Mitch Marner. And they're not going to have any depth around these star players. It'll be hard to come back from. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a guest for the third period. My brother, Nick, he's joining us for the stream here. I was hoping to get Nick in for a video here at some point during the season. We weren't able to get it done, but maybe over the summer we will. But he's going to join us for the third period here and for the rest of this intermission. Just got to grab him a chair. Shitty host.
Dans la maison. La Yolande, est-ce qu'ils l'ont entendu pleurer? Il viendra te les prendre.
Je fais face à un démon qui n'a aucune idée.
Quand je dis aux gens que la société du nouveau déjeuner AW est faite de plantes, ils me croient pas. Voyons donc, hein?
Pas vrai? Non, je pensais vraiment que c'était une saucisse. La texture est vraiment, on dirait vraiment...
How and when did you become a Habs fan? I became a Habs fan probably the day I was born, because my dad's a Habs fan. His dad was a Habs fan. But I'd say when I really started watching the game, I was probably 8 or 9 years old. And then when I got deep into it, 13, 14, and then got crazy deep into it in the last 5 years or so. Born and bred. So my brother Nick's going to be joining me for the rest of this stream and the rest of this intermission here.
Hey guys, how's it going? Excited to be on here with my brother, Scotian Canadian himself. Thank you, sir.
Let's keep the questions going. Trent, fan from day one as well. That's bomb, bud.
How's it going, Eddie? So I just had a few beers with my buddy. My buddy's there, and not too. Last time I checked, it was 4-3 Habs. Is that still the score?
It's 4-4.
4-4. We tie game. Right on.
Yeah, the Leafs tied it up. It was who was it that scored for them? Fuck, I can't even remember now. Who gives a fuck? They're all bums.
Matthews?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely a Habs fan.
Diehard.
Fuck yeah. Do you think the Habs hit 100 points next season?
The future is very, very bright for this Habs team. Not disappointed at all in the Habs season this year. I know they just missed. It's a heartbreaker, but not disappointed at all. They gave it all they had, and I'm pretty impressed with the team they iced this season.
Yeah, it's been solid. I think they will hit 100 points next season. I mean, we're going to, you know, hopefully after tonight we'll hit 96. So 2 more wins puts us at 100 next season. Can't see why they can't do that. They're going to be hungrier next year to make the playoffs, which might end up being a blessing in disguise for us, missing this year. Fucking sucks as a fan not to be able to watch playoff hockey, but
it's only adding fuel into the fire. I think they're going to come up flying next year, and yeah, the future's definitely bright. Connie P, nice hoodie, Nick. Thanks, buddy. Super Bowl champs. Let's go.
Does Kotkaniemi end up with 50 to 60 points next year? My thing with Kotkaniemi next season, honestly, it may seem like setting the bar low, but I would be totally okay with him just being able to match his point totals from this year. I think the biggest thing is for him to be able to stay engaged longer than he was able to this season. I think I do think he'll improve on his offensive totals from this year, but I'm not you know, I wouldn't be disappointed if he doesn't. And if he does, it's probably going to be by not a whole lot. That's what I'm thinking. But in the future, dude's like a solid 70 to 80 point center once he gets near his prime.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And how about Poling, guys? First game in the NHL, he's got 2 goals. Let's go. Yeah, looking good.
Centers for days. Your brother kind of looks like my cousin. Maybe he is your cousin.
All big news. The Mooseheads win 3-2. Right on. So they take a 2-0 series lead.
Thanks for that update.
That's huge.
Using my phone to record, I haven't been able to follow it. That's massive. Laval with 2 goals tonight. He could end up being a future Hab. We're drafting in that range. And he is an aggressive player. And he stood out more than Zadina did last year when Zadina was playing in juniors. And I know Bergman was there scouting Zadina, so you know he saw Lavoie as well. How many years do you say beforehand before the Habs win another cup? I think they're a lot closer than people think. Carey's in his prime. Shea's still in his prime. We need to get these 2 guys' names on the cup. So hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years, they raise it.
And one thing I'll add too is one thing I really love with this team, this squad here, is we haven't really had to rely on failure. You know, we've other than last year, we just missed the playoffs this year. We've been a pretty good team all around. Haven't had to rely on top tier draft picks. It's pretty impressive. You know, some of the guys that Bergevin and Timmins have been able to bring in. Yeah, they're doing a great job, and I think it's not being appreciated as much as it should by the media and just how good of a job they're doing.
Built a team with an insanely bright future and a team that can compete for the playoffs, even though they're in a, you know, they're not quite at the stage where they need to be. I think soon they're going to be one of those elite teams like Tampa Bay within the next 3 to 5 years. The way that their cap is structured, the way that the players are structured. But it's all been built, like Nick said, without having to rely on tanking or losing on purpose to get lotto picks. Like another team that we're watching play right now.
Il se retrouve dans le filet protecteur. Ben, le nom qui est sur toutes les lèvres ce soir, c'est celui de Ryan Taylor. Ouais, toute une soirée, sa première en carrière dans la Ligue nationale n'a pas tardé à marquer, à faire sentir sa présence. Premier but en première période, en deuxième, va même en ajouter encore une fois. C'est beaucoup plus que ça, jeu physique également.
Third started, guys. 4-4. Here we go.
How about Charlie Lindgren tonight too, as well, eh? I know it's a 4-4 game, but he's made some pretty nice saves for.
Yeah. Struggled early, but he got the game.
Intercepté par Tomé qui voulait pousser pour lui mettre on envoie à Marner qui revient, seconde à 11. Il envoie bien, mais mésentente avec Gardner. C'est parti de Marichin qui revient avec substitution. Marichin envoie pour Gardner.
Oh, that's Trip. Trip!
Oh, the RTG. I agree 100% RTG. That's my dream right now, is to just see Price hoist that Stanley Cup. No one deserves it more than him. He's an absolute animal. He's a beast.
Easily one of the best goalies in the world. No questions asked. Anyone who tells you otherwise is misinformed. What would you guys do if Montreal won the cup? What would your reaction be?
I'd probably cry. Shed some tears.
I'd be bawling, you know. Yeah, guys, I'd definitely be bawling my eyes out. Sitting there sobbing like a kid. I can't believe they did it.
That's pretty accurate, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd be driving up to the parade too. Oh fuck yeah.
100%, for sure. Who is Montreal's power play coach? I believe it might be Kirk Muller. Is that correct? Yeah. I don't know.
I'd see some turnover there, eh?
Yeah, I would like to see some changes there for sure. And, I'd like to see someone held accountable for the lacking power play. Because I mean, not only is it the worst in the league, but it's worst in the league by a bit. So definitely need some changes there. If we even had a half average power play.
Sorry guys, stream cut again. I don't know why that's doing that. We got her back up again.
Another player I'm really looking forward to seeing next year, really looking forward to see if he actually makes the team, is Josh Brook. He is having quite a nasty offensive season. I know he's playing junior, and I think he just recently playing for Laval there. Yeah, he's ripping it up this season. So I'm curious to see if he can crack the roster, see what he can bring next year.
He was a standout in training camp too, eh? He looked real good in training camp last year.
Yeah.
Also Noah Juleson. Phil.
So unfortunate. 2 pucks to the same eye. Brutal. Fluky. I feel for the guy. He was shutting shit down. And I know my brother here, he predicted it beginning of the season. He came out and said that if Noah Juleson can just step up and shut shit down with Weber on that blue line, while Weber was out there for the first 20-odd games, that would be huge. That would be crucial to our chances of making the playoffs, and he did that. And I think it's just it sucks what happened to him, and yeah, hopefully he can bounce back, get healthy, and if he can, I think he's gonna be huge to this team going forward.
He already looks like a top 4 quality defender in the NHL. So to me, at that young of an age, he's got top hair written all over him. He's got a blast of a shot, and to be mentored by a guy like Shea Weber, who plays such a similar style of hockey to him, invaluable. So hopefully that eye's okay and his vision's okay, and he can get back on track, because that's his second long-term injury in the midst of his development years, which is really unfortunate. Oh. It's crazy to think, man. We're not gonna be able to see these guys play for another 5 friggin' months. Sucks. So bad. Season flew by, didn't it? Flew by.
Yeah, it flew by. Pretty quick.
All of a sudden, it's over. Look at this guy go, man. He's so good.
Max Domi, he's absolutely incredible.
He'll be the best player we've had, like, in my lifetime. He's gonna become, like...
Oh, absolutely. How old is he? 23?
Yeah,
23 years old. Crazy. He hasn't even hit his potential yet.
Yeah, Johnny, you're right. Romanov listed at 5'11", but this dude smashes guys that are way bigger than him. It's crazy. He was 19 playing in the KHL, 5'11", 185, rocking guys that are like 6'2", 6'3". It's I don't know how he does it. He must just know how to harness that momentum on ice and the physics and just fucking drill guys. And he's got offensive upside as well. His first pass is nasty, makes accurate passes. He's going to be something to behold. I'd just like to see him develop that offensive game maybe outside of the NHL before he joins. You've seen how long it's taken for Mete to get his offensive game going. It's going to be the same for Romanov. Do you think Domi's a potential 90-point centerman?
I believe so, and it's just the thing with Domi is like with our prospects at center, he doesn't necessarily have to play that position. With Poland coming up, Suzuki, you never know. Suzuki can make the team next year, be slotted in that 3C. Kotkaniemi, you got Danault. Danault's having an incredible year this year.
If Montreal squeaked in the playoffs, I think Danault was going to get Selke votes. He wouldn't have won it, but obviously he wouldn't have won it, but he would have got votes.
For sure. So it's just, Max Domi, he just do so much more on the wing, and that's an option too, right? Putting him back on the wing, and although I don't think that's going to be the case, I think he's proven that he's, a natural center in this season. And all the shit the Habs took when we traded for him. The narrative of, we traded a 30-something goal scorer, Galchenyuk, the centerman, for a winger. And
turned out to be the exact opposite.
no one's talking about it.
All the people who shit on the trade, quiet now. Including the pros, who think they know what they're talking about. Ah! That's bullshit.
Un but qui va lui faire du bien et un but qui donne des bons pour lui. Ouais, surtout à l'approche des séries éliminatoires, tu peux toujours voir tes joueurs gagner cette confiance. Mais lui, il peut dire un grand merci à Austin Matthews.
More Leafs fans in here talking shit.
Lui, il était placé pour décocher.
Shout out to Tim Clark. Cheers, buddy.
Lui se déplace, se positionne vers Matthews alors que la rondelle est déjà rendue de l'autre côté. Kapanen qui fait seul.
Are you planning on doing videos in the offseason? Yes, a few, but not a whole lot. I'm going to do a review of the season, go in-depth on the players' statistics, the team statistics, break down the season, you know, share some of my favorite moments on the season. That's going to be a big project. It's going to take me a while. At some point during the playoffs, I'll release that. And then, of course, if there's trades or, you know, free agency, whatever happens there, I'll probably do some reaction videos for that. But outside of that, there's not going to be a crazy amount of videos, but there will be some. I'd like to sit down and do an in-depth talk with other fans of the division as well. I'd like to get Nick in with me to do a video, and a few of his buddies. And we have friends that are Boston fans, Toronto fans, Detroit fans. Get them in here and just shoot the shit about the Atlantic Division. That's something we may do over the summer. Fucking Leafs, man. Fuck.
Hey, the fact he's been in here for the entire game, it says something.
Yeah. You're worried.
Yeah.
Who are you cheering for in the playoffs? Who asked that here? Subscribe to me for no reason. Who are you cheering for in the playoffs? I'm cheering for Calgary, Winnipeg, and San Jose. Calgary, Winnipeg, and San Jose, and then out of the East, I'm looking at the Isles, Columbus, and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree. Islanders, shout out to Jeff. I think the Islanders, it'd be really cool to see them make a big run here.
Win a playoff round without JT.
You know, losing Tavares in the offseason and then coming out having the year that they've had this year, I really hope that they make a big push in the playoffs.
If Calgary wins the cup, do you cheer? I'd definitely be happy if the Canadian team won the cup. That's number one. That's what needs to happen. Other than the Leafs or Ottawa, I'll definitely be very pumped if a Canadian team wins the cup.
Johnny Golden, you guys like Wheel, 100-point man in junior. Wasn't aware of that, but you know what? That's another underrated pickup by Mark Bergevin at the deadline. He's been he's been solid since we've got him. Very underrated pickup.
He's looked good on our power play.
Absolutely.
Our power play's been dog shit all season until Jordan Wheel came along and actually showed the ability to quarterback it for once. It's crazy, and he has a goal on the power play tonight.
It opens up so much space on that power play.
Yeah.
And
give him a contract. Let's keep him around. He's earned it in the few weeks that he's been here. And Nick said it, man. Underrated pickup from Bergevin again. Trades away Michael Chaput, who's an AHL player, and gets an NHL quality player. That's legit. Why not the Leafs for Cup? Because they're poop. And will always be poop.
The fact that they had to rely on failure and, top tier draft picks.
Nick knows.
I don't know.
They've relied on being dog shit for 15 years to stock up their prospect pool, which they were barely able to do anyway, despite drafting top 10 pretty much every year and top 3 many years. It's a shameful way to build a hockey team, to say the least.
See, I wouldn't even mind it so much if they weren't considered up there with, the elite teams of the NHL, like Tampa Bay, Boston, Pittsburgh, the Washingtons. But the fact that, the media has these guys projected to be, a top-tier team in the league, it isn't the case. It isn't the case with this Leafs team. Yeah, they're wicked offensively, but they just have so much holes on that blue line. They're losing Gardner. They're likely going to lose Gardner in the offseason. Yeah, they've replaced him for Muzzin, a more defensive player.
But they're possibly going to lose him after next season.
And that's just it, right? And they're losing. You've replaced Gardner with Muzzin, but you've also lost those offensive totals from Gardner as well next year. So you got the more defensive player, but I don't know. I think he's going to be missed once they leave, and I think it's going to be the blue line's going to be in a bit of trouble here next season. It's going to be interesting to see what Dubas does.
The Leafs also have a serious issue right now with being able to play a full 60 minutes and being able to compete with the better teams in the league. They have an issue with effort. Most games, especially in the last month or so. They've been struggling to beat very bad teams.
And that's just it. Like, that's the thing I'm constantly told from Leafs fans is, oh, well, the Leafs didn't play a 60. The Leafs didn't play a full 60 till 1. I've been hearing it all year. That won't work in the playoffs. You don't play a full 60 in the playoffs, you're getting lit up.
You're getting bounced.
So it's one of those things where it's just like, Leafs still won, but they didn't play a full 60. It's nothing to be proud of. Because when the playoffs are a complete different beast. And when the playoffs start, it's going to be interesting to see how they match up against a team like the Bruins. The Bruins are just all around offensively, defensively. They got that.
They're in their prime.
They're in their prime. They got a wicked goalie. It's just.
That's a hole. They're in their prime, and we fucking hate them, and I don't want to see them win a cup. Ideally, Leafs get bounced first round, Bruins get bounced second round, and that's the exact same thing that happened last year, and then we're all good. But looking at it objectively, the Bruins are easily the better team. Like, it's not even close. And soon we'll be up there with the Bruins and the Tampas, and the Leafs will be struggling to make the playoffs year over year.
I 100% agree with you, Trent. I've really liked this fourth line this year. They've been pushing the other lines to play better hockey, and that's something that's really important. They've been really good.
So Tim Clark must be a Bruins fan. What's going on here, bud? Give us some context. Johnny, you're right. Dubas is in over his head. And the thing that bothers me the most, and I said it earlier in the stream, but the Leafs, and it comes down from management. It trickles down. The attitude. They're basking in the light of being having the mentality that they're one of the better teams in the league, and they're not. I don't see Dubas shutting down the talk that he's one of the best GMs in the league. He's just basking in the light of it. He's eating it up. He's loving the attention. It's going to bite him in the ass. He's active on social media, which makes no sense as a general manager of a hockey team, especially in the market that he's in. I think he's going to crack under pressure. He's inexperienced. And he thinks that AHL success equals NHL success, and it doesn't. And they've made significant errors. Not just him, but general managers prior. They've got a revolving door in their management offices, and it's showing because their cap structure is absolutely trash. They've got the cap issues of a team that's already won the cup, and they're nowhere near winning a cup. So, and the expectations are only going to get higher. Leafs fans want a cup this year, and they're going to want a cup next year. And I'm not sure the players and the management are going to be able to handle the pressure. They're going to be coming for Babcock's head, and you're going to be looking at firing one of the better coaches in the league just because your team's legitimately not as good as people thought.
Jack P, I 100% agree. Dubas hasn't done anything to earn the title of a good GM. Absolutely anything.
100% agree as well. It took me 4 years to know if I like Bergevin or not. 4 years. That's a long time. Dubas is 1 year in. For the first 4 years of Bergevin's tenure, I looked at every single move he made with a microscope, trying to figure out whether it was the right move or not. But then when you pile on moves like getting Petrie for a second and then locking him up long term, never trading away any first round picks, getting Deneau for free and a second round pick for free, Paul Byron off waivers. Free, yeah. When these things continue to keep happening, it's not a coincidence.
It wouldn't even mind me if it doesn't even mind me that the fact that Bergevin isn't up there with, like, you know, the top GMs in the league. That's whatever. But the fact that he's down there with the most worst GMs in the league of, you know, Peter Chiarelli and, you know, some of these other guys, it's like the fact that he's just completely underrated. It's unbelievable. I think he's done a lot of good things for this team in the last few years, and it doesn't get recognized. It's unbelievable.
And it wasn't just this offseason that made him a good GM either. That's the thing, right? People want to say, oh, he got a second chance because he absolutely, like, fleeced Arizona for Domi, fleeced Vegas for Tatar and the second. It's not just this recent offseason. Philip Deneau was acquired years ago. Byron was acquired years ago. Petrie was acquired years ago. Lehkonen was drafted years ago. Mete was drafted years ago. Paling drafted years ago. He's been a solid GM from start to finish. What about PK trade? And a lot of people like bringing that up. Have you seen PK play this year? His offensive numbers are down significantly. His defensive play has been atrocious. I'm talking bad. Like, he is barely a top 4 quality defenseman this year. A lot of talk about Shea Weber being on the decline, but there was no factual statistics to back that up. None. And people are saying he's on the decline just because of his age. Go look at PK Subban's Hockey DB page. Tell me if there's consistency there. There's not. There is proof of decline in his statistics, and Nashville better hope he has a damn good season next year because they're going to need it from him. Weber plays a game that relies on hockey IQ, experience, strength. That doesn't drop off a cliff. Those traits don't drop off a cliff. PK relies on speed and skill. That can disappear from you pretty quick, and then you have to adjust and become a player like Shea Weber. I'm not sure PK Subban has that quality. I think PK Subban was better defensively for us when he was a Montreal Canadian than he has been for Nashville. He has been atrocious defensively, not just giveaways. Poor coverage in the defensive zone. Lack of effort back checking. Losing his man. Going down, being fooled way too easy. Montreal won that Shea Weber trade, and people don't want to believe it because Sportsnet once again got their opinion out there and swayed a ton of people's opinions. Montreal won that trade, not only because he's a better player, but for the asset management as well. Shea Weber's paid a fair price at $7.8 million until he retires. We don't have to worry about re-signing him or losing him. PK Subban is a UFA in 3 years. paying $9 million. He's going to be looking for a pay upgrade, and he certainly doesn't deserve it.
And another thing about, you know, you can call me crazy, but, you know, the things that, even if Weber didn't put up the offensive totals that he does, you know, the goals and the assists, just his defensive game alone, I find we win that trade. Just keeping the puck in at the blue line, his shutting shit down, it's absolutely incredible. Just the small things that you don't count. The analytics, like, you just don't count in the game of hockey. It's just, he's an absolute beast. And yeah, I have to agree with you. I think we you know, we clearly won that trade.
His gap control is stellar. Second to none in the NHL. He closes guys off as they're trying to enter the blue line, enter the O zone. He'll smash them. He angles guys off. He makes plays predictable for his goaltender. He clears the front of the net. He's vicious in the corners, retrieving pucks. Like Nick said, he keeps pucks in the offensive blue line, keeping plays alive 5-on-5 and on the power play. And it's consistent. Shea Weber is the epitome of consistency in the NHL. What you get is the same every single night, and it's a top 10 quality defenseman in the NHL. Every single night. He does not have a night off.
And that's a great point, Matt, in the comments there. He's a great choice for captain. I think that's undervalued as well. He's a you know, great leader in that locker room.
Yeah, Montreal's dropped off a bit here in the third, but hopefully they can. Oh! Hopefully they can tie her up here.
Yeah, Victor Mete. How good has Victor Mete been this season?
Oh, unreal.
Absolutely incredible.
It's constant. The amount of times I see someone make an amazing defensive play, a takeaway, or just block and a scoring chance. And it's like, you look at the number afterwards and you're like, holy shit, that was Victor Mete again. The kid is like 20 years old. He's so smart and so agile.
It was like the game we were watching the other night against Tampa Bay. Just a few of the plays Victor Mete made against Nikita Kucherov, just absolutely shutting him down there. So.
What a snipe! Woo!
Let's go! For Ryan Poling, first NHL game.
Dude, gets a hattie in his first NHL game. That's insane. Holy shit. I said I'd chug a beer if he got a hat trick. I didn't think I'd have to.
Chug.
Literally
chug,
everybody.
Chug.
Cheers, guys.
Let's see this. Gino.
What a snipe,
beauty.
too. A snipe.
Beauty.
Yeah.
She gone.
Woo! Jesus. haven't done that in years. God damn. Woo! Hattie in his first game. That's insane. Ah. This team is gonna be something. I'm telling you.
Dave Marchman, that's just the passion. It's the passion.
Oh!
Hit the post.
Hit the post, man.
Is that looking in? Yeah.
Jesus.
Nice save.
I got a rock of piss something awful. I don't like you guys to think I'm puking. But I got a fucking piss. Oh my god. Because it's the end of the period and I don't want to miss this.
I agree, Jeremy. Gallagher is an absolute workhorse. Like, no one works harder than him on the team. He's an absolute
Oh, here we go.
beast.
Here we go. Oh.
Heart and soul. Every shift, every second he's on the ice. Heart and soul player.
And it trickles down.
Yep.
Trickles down through the whole lineup.
It's absolutely contagious.
I love the show this team's putting on for their home fans. I love it. Ah. Telling you, it's a taste. It's a taste of what the Leafs are going to get over the next fucking decade. Leafs won 7 in a row against the Habs. Yeah, we doubled that. So, talk to me after you win 7 more. If you manage to win this one. Your team's trash. Honestly, I feel bad for Leafs fans because they have such high expectations that they're not going to be met.
So true. Where's the piss jug?
I'm telling you, I'm going to piss myself for the squad here. You can probably see it in my face. Oh! Oh. Shit.
I agree with you there. Should have sent.
Of course there's a whistle, man. God damn it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Phil. Should have sent. Should send Poling out there with Domi and Duran for overtime. That'd be pretty special. That'd be pretty cool. He's earned it.
Drop the puck. Drop the puck. Please. Come on. Fucking piss myself.
Yeah, I definitely think Poland will be out there in overtime. Julian knows what's up.
Ouais, mais à moins de tirer ça à la limite, pourquoi pas? C'est un beau spectacle, entre autres, de la part de M. Peeling ce soir. Sera-t-il utilisé à profusion lors de cette période de prolongation avant contre 3? Oui, on aimerait ça. C'est la soirée Ryan Peeling, 5-5 ce soir au Centre Bell, on s'en va en prolongation.
Ryan Poehling, hat-trick in his first NHL game.
Comment votre famille va-t-elle trancher pour la dernière pointe?
Mamma mia!
Grâce à leurs vrais ingrédients de qualité et à leur goût inspiré de votre pizzeria préférée, mes délicieuses pizzas sont faites pour partager.
Mais pas toujours évident.
Rapportez chez vous le bon goût de votre pizzeria préférée. Rapportez chez vous Giuseppe de Dr. Arcade. Comment faire une publicité?
Phil says, you both got to chug one if Poland scores in overtime.
We're out of beer, so we'll have to owe you one. Yeah, we're out of beer. Unfortunately.
C'est le moment idéal pour obtenir une civique. Durant l'événement Garage de
I can't. It's still crazy to think fucking Poehling has a hat trick. That's insane. Let's go!
I agree, Vegan. Let's end this. Let's end this year on a good note. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's make a statement. Let's do these Leafs fucking see over the next decade.
Domi's
Nice
hands.
pass.
Filthy.
Yeah, he knows how to alter the pace of the game. Oh! We keep it in. Hold it, hold it! Fuck! Shit. He's at the end of a shift. They should be. Nice save. We needed that. Yes.
Ouais, mais il reste 2 minutes écoulées jusqu'à présent. Gaucher fait confiance à ses vétérans dans une situation 3 contre 3. Et là, on va voir Ryan Peeling. Et voilà, avec ouais. Bravo pour cette initiative. Il le mérite également. Exactement. C'est vraiment mérité dans son camp. C'est capable d'en marquer 4. Moi, j'avais vu Derek Stéphane en marquer 3 et frapper
Let's go! Wins the face-off, too. Wins the face-off. Ah! It's out there with Jordan.
Attaboy, Drouin.
Oh my God.
Ooh, he went in hard to Lindgren there. Lindgren might.
Carey with his red pads on to jump in the net.
On se relève le kit, hein? C'est ça qui se passe dans sa tête en ce moment. Le contact est assez violent. Oui, c'est directement à la tête. Il ne faut pas négliger ce contact, en effet.
Ryan McDavid Paling, I like it. That's hilarious.
On lui donne un peu de temps à Charlie Lindgren pour reprendre ses sens. C'est ce qu'il faut faire maintenant. Oui, les officiels sont très bons. Beaucoup de classe. First, ça va bouger. Il est trouvé très calme.
Come on, baby. Couple minutes left here. Let's go. Fucking send a fucking message to this team. Smart play, Galley. You know he's got ice. Watch out. Ah. Open it up. Take your time. Take your time. Yeah. Set it back up.
Oh, nice pass.
Oh! Oh! No! Shit!
Fuck.
What a defensive effort. Beautiful. Brendan Gallagher. Let's go. Oh, here we go. With speed. With speed. It was Mete too. Oh! Come on. That would have been the perfect way to end the season. Oh my God. I can't believe Mete had a breakaway there. Oh my God. Shit. Shit. What a save. Yes. Oh no. Oh, thank God.
Save again.
Get them out of here. Let's go. They're tired. Exploit them. Let's go.
Breakaway. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's smart. Just carry it out. Carry it out. Carry it out. Take your time. Come on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Out. We're going to a shootout, boys. Shootout, boys.
All right, guys, who you think shooting? 3 shooters. Who do you think shooting?
I think Ryan Paling earned a shot.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're going to see Max Domi take a shot. And I think we're going to see
Gallagher?
Drouin. Chance at redemption on the season. Beat the Leafs. Who are yours?
Definitely polling. Polling, Domi, and Gallagher.
The one I almost went with was Tatar, but I'm going to stick with my 3. Let Price take a penalty shot. Just chuck him out there, fuck it. Oh, Johnny, I'm going to bank that one and use it. The odds of the Leafs winning the cup are lower than Mexico landing an astronaut on the sun. How did Mete miss on that fucking breakaway? Come on, bud. That would have been the perfect way to end the season. Jesus. Mete, Price, and Bailey shooting. Let's go! Oh, Thomas Tatar gets a shot. I know I should have said him.
Tuna.
We got Lindgren in there. Tatar. Ah. Nothing. Shit. Who's shooting for the Leafs? I'm going. Oh, there's Matthews. So Matthews, obviously. I'm going Marleau and Hyman. Did he miss or did he score? Oh, he scored. I didn't see it go in. Fuck.
Went off his nostril.
Jesus Christ, that was nasty. He made it look easy.
He did. He did.
Drouin, chance at redemption. Let's go here, bud. Yeah! Woo! Massive. Let's go. Love it. Dangle, dangle. Dangle, dangle. Dangle. Oh, here's the old Mitch Marner. I don't think that, did that even go in? It didn't count.
No, it was stuck under his
Because that was a second chance. Okay. Yeah! This is huge. Who's up? Domi? Domi. It's got to be Domi.
Oh, they're going to go upstairs on that.
What would be a second chance anyway? Because he got. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be close.
It's sitting under the top of his pad. Oh, no.
Jordan Wheel. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Little coach's instinct going on. Oh, yeah. Now they're going upstairs on the Marner goal. Here we go. No goal. Okay, let's go. Jordan Wheel, let's go. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. This is our third shot. The Leafs are going to have a chance after
Bowling
this
has to
one.
be the third shooter.
This is our third shot.
Or the, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Paling should
Our
definitely
fourth,
be up.
if it's the case.
Yeah. Oh, no way! God! Who's up for the Leafs? It's either Hyman or Marleau. It's got to be. Oh, Tavares. Here we go. Great. Fucking great. Yes! Yeah!
There he is.
Ryan Paling. Let's go, buddy!
There he is!
Ha ha! Bud's getting a standing O in his first game in Montreal. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah! Let's go! Woo! That was massive. What a game from Ryan Paling. Woo! Oh my God! What a snipe! That's a goal scorer's goal.
Look at Joanne. He's just like,
Let's go. Who we shutting down? Kapanen.
And how's that for his confidence?
Yeah! Oh! Let's go! Woo! That's a great way to end the season. Beautiful way to end the season. Enjoy your 4 playoff games, Leafs. You're bums. You're a bunch of bums. Boo-boo. Bud, we're going to be so nasty. Oh, we're going to be nasty.
I can't wait. It's going to be a long summer.
It is going to be a long summer.
But we got some highlights to watch. That's for sure.
That is, oh yeah. Going back on this season. Lots of highlights. What a game. What a NHL debut for Ryan Poehling. A Hattie in his debut.
Yeah.
And all you're gonna see is, oh, he didn't score 4 goals like Matthews. Yeah.
The Leafs had 3 or 4 defensemen sitting tonight.
They have 3 or 4 defensemen sitting every night. What a great season overall. Sucks to miss, but this team, we've seen it. This team is on the track to major success. We have a ton of cap space. We're not losing anybody heading into next season. Oh, we got elite pillars in our organization. Carey Price, Shea Weber. One of the youngest teams in the league.
All without a rebuild.
All
Love
without a rebuild. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Bob Cole, too.
Look at Jeff Molson in there. There we go. That's an owner who loves his team. One of the best owners in the league. Love it. Love it.
La troisième étoile, the third star, Jordan Wheel.
Ryan Poehling, first star in his NHL debut. That's massive. That is massive.
La deuxième étoile, the second star, Zach Hyman.
Ooh, Zach Hyman. Poor man's Brendan Gallagher. Not even.
I want to be Brendan.
That's crazy. I got goosebumps. Oh, Bud's a stud. Poehling is a stud.
Avec Renaud tout de suite et la première étoile du match.
Merci. Ryan, can you share how you feel right now? That was an unbelievable game for you in the Canadian.
Speechless. Wow.
They're loving it. Loving it. He can't even handle it.
Oh, the goosebumps.
That says it all. They all love you. They like you and they love you at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everyone. I appreciate coming out tonight. And I know it was a good game. Yeah, fun.
Well, can you share how is it to be Center High's first game in the NHL? You scored 3 goals, another one in shootout. You're the #1 star.
I can't put it into words right now. I'm just trying to take it in. I mean, it feels like a fantasy, honestly. So, I mean, the fans are great and they deserve it. So I'm glad I could do that for them.
Let me translate for a second. C'est difficile pour lui de s'exprimer présentement. Il a peu de mots, mais d'être devant vous, évidemment, c'est fantastique. I think that you're going to have a great summer, my friend.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's a good start for it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What a great taste to the NHL for Ryan Poehling. That's unbelievable. This dude is going to be so motivated to have an intense offseason and be ready for next year.
Yeah, that's going to be so crazy for his confidence.
Man, yes. Oh. Hey guys, what are your expectations for Paling next year? I'm not going to sit here and put crazy expectations on a guy like that in his first full season and as an NHL pro, especially playing center. I don't want to sit here and place a number on him off the cuff, but I mean, if you look at Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and we know he is going to be an absolute stud. He hit around, what's he finish on? 40-some points, 45 points, something like that.
48.
Something around there for Ryan Paling, somewhere in the 40s, similar to how Deneau started to develop as well once he started getting full-time play in the NHL. Somewhere in that 40 range, I think is good for Paling, but don't let the 3-goal performance in his first NHL debut cloud your mind. This guy isn't going to be a 50-goal scoring center or like a 100-point center in his first season in the NHL. He's definitely going to need some time to develop. It might even be 2 to 3 years that he needs to develop. He definitely had an amazing debut, and I think mainly his debut proves that he's not just going to be a third-line center, defensive third-line center in the NHL. He's going to contribute offensively, and he's going to be a solid player for Montreal for a lot of years. Feels good to get that win.
It does. It does.
C'est pour ça que c'est un match certifié par Ryan Paling. C'est épouvantable. T'avais marqué un but à ton but.
34 points for Kotkaniemi. I was a bit off there, but yeah, somewhere around that mark, somewhere in the 35 to 45 range for Paling. You got to take into consideration Paling's 21 years old now, so.
Which isn't too bad because you look at guys like Alexander Barkov, and he put up really similar numbers to Kotkaniemi in Barkov's first year. Put up very similar numbers to Kotkaniemi, right around that 35, 38 point range.
I wouldn't say Paling is in his prime. For me, a prime for a forward is 26 to 30. So he's a little bit of ways from there, but he's definitely not a teenager coming to the NHL. We'll say, for me, I'll say he's at his pre-prime. But man, what a performance from him tonight. He has some serious offensive upside. Yeah, we did end the 7-loss streak, which is massive. They're not going to get anywhere near our 14-game streak that we had against them, so that's massive. Well, guys, I think that's about it for the night. Massive win, amazing season. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate all you guys tuning in throughout the season and tonight as well. It's been a blast. Lots to look forward to. The future is bright, insanely bright for the Habs. Cheers, guys. Go Habs, go, baby.
Go Habs, go.
Woo!
C'est un match, une soirée spectaculaire.